Hey, I just wanted to talk today. I'm not even sure if I'm going to post this, but I probably will. The fact of why I haven't made a video in about a week is that I haven't made a video in about a week. It's not that I don't have things to talk about. It's not that I have more, ridiculousness in me. I don't know, I just haven't felt the need to make a video till today. All week I've been watching the news and watching how some Republicans, conservatives, citizens amongst us, who feel the need to scream in the face of our lawmakers when giving these town hall meetings. Now, the funny thing is that this healthcare thing is so big, and yes, it is so big. It basically affects everyone, and their mother, literally. But there is there's a certain mentality within the conservative right, and by no means does this include all conservatives, but it's almost like a fringe mentality to pretty much lie to the American people at every chance they get. Sarah Palin basically said that the new healthcare bill is gonna establish death panels, government-sponsored death panels. And my question to her is if she doesn't support death panels, then why doesn't she want reform? I mean, I guess that she and others like her like corporate death panels versus government death panels. I mean, the fact is that we have the death panels now. That's the fucking problem. And it's not really death panels. It's basically like a corporate deitization of certain positions within healthcare companies. And they're called underwriters. Every insurance company has one. Has a department of underwriters, but in the healthcare industry, these people play God with other people's lives. And their goal is to save the company money and make money for the company. I mean, and what an underwriter does, they assess loss and risk of whatever it is they're insuring. The insurance company I work for, we insure commercial vehicles, we insure all sorts of other things. For some reason, we don't do healthcare. Now I know why. It's, and the underwriters assess loss of whatever they're insuring. And that isn't exactly a troubling thing for me. What's troubling is that these companies will rescind on someone's policy for a pre-existing condition years ago, leaving people without health care. And that's frightening to me, I mean, I haven't had health care in about 6 years now. Total amount of my hospital bills and doctor's bills and all that stuff for the last 6 years, $147. That's all I've needed to pay in medical expenses for the last 6 years. Would I like to be able to regularly go to a doctor? Sure. But is it necessary at this point in my life? No. Because of the economic downturn, I guess I graduated school at the wrong time. I graduated in June 2008 with a computer degree, with a degree in information technology. And, for the last year or so, I have been looking for a job, but no one's hiring. And it's just like no one. Everyone's slashing jobs everywhere. It's been months where like thousands and hundreds of thousands of jobs have been cut in a week. So, I'm sure I'll bounce back from it once the economy recovers. But, I have to right now choose between getting health care or feeding myself or my family, and that's not right. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I am actually for universal health care, to at least a certain degree, and that's not even on the table. But the main point of me making this video was actually something that I saw this week with these particular people going into town hall meetings and screaming in the faces of our elected officials. There was a time in this country not too far ago that if the government held a town hall meeting on anything, you would have a heart attack. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? But, and there was an instance on Tuesday when the president went to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, or was it Plymouth, New Hampshire? I can't remember. There was a guy standing outside of where Obama was gonna go and hold a town meeting, with a gun strapped to his thigh. Now, that's not all that scary to me. I'm all for the Second Amendment, as liberal as I am. I'm more of a constitutionalist than I am anything else. Or maybe just a Bill of Rights. I don't know. But I'm all for the Constitution, and whatever it says has to be followed. At least the Bill of Rights, anyway. A lot of other amendments are good, too. Actually, they probably all are. I haven't read them all, but most of them I have. Anyway, where I see the hypocrisy between now and before is I would voice dissent over the Iraq War, or occupation of Iraq, however you want to categorize it. The abuse of the detainees in Guantanamo Bay, the utter usurpation of our Fourth Amendment constitutional right, the passing of the Patriot Act without so much as even a, as a question by the people. The Patriot Act is something that affects us all. Everyone and their mother. People will argue that it protects us, but I, disagree. And when I voiced my dissent, my displeasure about these things, I was called un-American. I was called unpatriotic. I was told to leave my country, the country that I served, the country that I was born and raised in and will probably die in. I was told to leave it if I didn't like it. And I was called names like Moonbat and Crazy and Lunatic. But see, I noticed something, that the boot is on the opposite foot. The glove is on the opposite hand. The tables have turned. And now the dissenters are the ones in power, and the ones who used to be in power are the dissenters. Now, I'm not going to call anybody who voices their opinion about anything unpatriotic or un-American. If they have dissent towards the government and they wish to voice that, then fine. That's your right, and I support that. But to sit there and be so tumultuous, so uncivil with, your expression is just disgusting. There was one woman, I read a quote where she said that if people aren't allowed to voice their frustration, it's going to be a revolution. What fucking hypocrisy. I said that 2 years ago, and all sorts of people got all fucking crazy, How could you say that? How could you do that? You're un-American. Get the fuck out. You're a fascist. You're a commie. By the way, I'm not a commie because I don't support communism. And fascists, no, it's basically the conservative right that are fascists. I mean, the last 8 years have been nothing but presidential fascism. My side now are the ones in power. My side are the ones holding the town meetings and letting you people talk and give us feedback so that we can actually fix this problem that affects everyone. And all you can say is, you're fascists, you're setting up death panels, what the fuck's there? Revolution, we've brandished by guns, First Amendment, But I'm not going to call you un-American or unpatriotic, because we live in a culture of revolutionaries. We live in a society of dissent and resistance. That is the American way. Even if we would become completely socialist like Europe, that very mentality here in America is what makes us American. Because we have the freedom to dissent. Take it easy.